What's up, cool kids? FD White. This is just a quick update, man. I'm looking at Ethereum, technically looking at the charts and whatnot, but I'm also looking at what the whales are doing. I'm also looking at what the headlines are saying. I'm also looking at what's going on in the overall Ethereum world. And I like what I'm seeing. I was one of those guys talking about the flipping, talking about Ethereum was going to flip Bitcoin and this and that. That was kind of crazy. But at the time, it didn't seem so crazy. Right now, it seems a little bit crazy, but that does not take away the fact that Ethereum whales, big players, big entities, volume, trading volume, are all pointing towards Ethereum run. And right now, Ethereum is sitting under a major support and resistance level coming in at about 2,800. So before we go to the technicals, before we look at the technicals, I just want to I'm not going to click on a specific article, a specific news article or anything like that. But I just typed in whales accumulating Ethereum. So it says a lot of things that have popped up. One of the things that really caught my attention was that Ethereum whale wallets added over 871,000 ETH in a single day, which hits a 7-year high. It says whale accumulation have reversed a months-long downtrend, signaling renewed long-term confidence. Despite price stability, sharp wallet level accumulation hints at positioning ahead of major catalysts. So something is happening. Anytime I see big players, anytime I see big entities, anytime I see this type of transactions on chain, is something that the whales know that we don't know. We get the news last. We know what happens last. We get the movement last. We get the last part of the pot, so to say. So these whales are seemingly accumulating for something. Something is happening behind the scenes. A lot of people have said, well, so many people are accumulating while the price is not going up. Well, I mean, it has went up a little bit. Ethereum has been one of the biggest laggers, maybe the biggest lagger out of the major caps. And I think its time is coming. I can't say that it's going to happen within the next week, the next 2 weeks, but I do think, like with my thesis, I do think it is coming. I do think Ethereum's time is coming. And speaking about technicals, I'm looking at Ethereum right now sitting at 2775. Bitcoin did reach an all-time high yesterday of about $112,050. And Ethereum got up to our price point at 2,800. We called this over in the Cool Kids Alpha Club. Make sure you guys come over and subscribe to the free Telegram. But what I'm looking at right now is this major move. We don't need none of that. What I will be looking at right now is a major break and retest. So this will really be something that I will be looking at. 2 trades potentially, really 3. 2 bullish scenarios, 1 bearish scenario. So the 2 bullish scenarios, the first one will be for us to just break out, retest this $2,800 level, give or take, and then make our way to 3,500. So that's our first way to get to 3,500. Our second one will be get rejected here, come down to our upward sloping trend line that we've been holding over the past few months, coming down to about 2,600, possibly a swing failure pattern or a deviation below, reclaim. You know, I love my reclaims. Then make our way back up to that $2,800 level, hold that as support, and then go up. I'm not gonna say what that looks like. Lastly, the bear scenario will be, let's say we did something like that, came down below our upper sloping trend line, started to use that as resistance. This will be very bearish. And we're going to talk about a scenario for the whole crypto market, and not only the crypto market, but also the stock market, a scenario in which these gains that we've had over the past few weeks could reverse, or really over the past few months after Liberation Day was postponed. So we'll talk about the bear scenario because we always want to be cognitive of what can happen to the upside, what can happen to the downside. Me personally, right now, I'm pretty bullish, and I'm leaning a lot bullish. So we're just looking at those areas, looking at these potential opportunities in the market. And I think Ethereum will run. I don't know if Ethereum is going to get to like 10K this cycle, unless we start getting some massive QE, some massive catalysts, things like that. Rate cuts QE, not stealth QE. I mean like QE, where it's just coming in if Trump has it the way he wants to have it, or has it the way he wants to have it, man, the stock market will be at probably about 8,000. Bitcoin will probably be at about 150, 200K. Altcoins will be going crazy. Inflation would also be going crazy. So I think that time is coming. I don't know if we're going to continue this we got to get through this tariff thing. I'll give you a hint of as to what the next catalyst could be for the upside and the downside. So we'll talk about that on the next video. But Ethereum is looking pretty good in my opinion. I want to break that. And I'm also looking right now, I'm seeing we have this top side horizontal resistance, and then we have this upper slope trend line forming somewhat of an ascending triangle. So that is also a bullish pattern that we can look at coming from this move, coming from this down, or coming from this uptrend started around April 7th. So just hold the fort if you're our Ethereum bull. Ethereum, I hold a lot of Ethereum. I've been holding a lot of Ethereum for a few years. And I just want to see it break out, man. At least get us back to all-time highs and a little bit above. I think all-time highs maybe 48, 4,900. I can just really look right quick. So I do think we'll break all-time highs eventually. I do think we'll break all-time highs eventually. So all-time high is about 49K, 4,900. So once we do break that, I think sky's the limit for Ethereum. We can start looking at those higher price targets. But for right now, we're watching Bitcoin, hoping Bitcoin gets up, hoping Bitcoin pulls the market, acts as a magnet, pulls the rest of the market up. And then we'll see if my thesis plays out for going into the end of Q3, going into Q4. So if we get that nice rally in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, not only Bitcoin, but all coins as well, and Ethereum included in that. So this is FD White. Appreciate you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace.